Good morning again. So we've just gone through a cardio workout for this morning. If you're feeling like you want to do something a bit more strength related, this is a abs and lower body session. So if I just spin it round and give you a still board, this is the board. So we have an exercise. We have two exercises per round. So we've got here. This is your rest. We've got this is your rest. We've got another one here, and this is your rest. So the way it's broken up is each round is 12 minutes. The first exercise you perform for a minute solid. Second exercise you do for 30 seconds solid, and then there's a 30-second rest, and you repeat that again 6 times, which will equal a 12-minute round. So exercise 1 on round 1, step ups on a box. You'll alternate legs, so the first time through you do your left leg, next time right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. Then the second exercise, which you do for 30 seconds, is going to be a squat hold, and then obviously rest for 30 seconds. I'm sure everyone knows how to do that. So that'll be a 12-minute round. Then take maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes as you rest. Second round, your minute exercise is a plank. So P is for plank. Second time round, you do your left side plank. Third time round, you do your right side plank. And then you repeat that again, plank, left side plank, right side plank. All for a minute. This exercise then, you're gonna do a left lunge, so using your left leg. You're gonna forward lunge and then reverse lunge straight after it. I'll show you a demo in a second. And then you rest 30 seconds. Again, you go through 6 times, so that'll be 12 minutes. And then the last round, the third round, you have 2 abs exercises. So ab rollers and then leg drops, which you do for a minute, and you alternate between the two. So you'll do ab roller, leg drop, ab roller, leg drop, ab roller, leg drop. And then the same as above, which you did with your left leg, you'll now use your right leg to lunge forwards and backwards continuously for 30 seconds. And then you've got a 30-second rest. 6 times through, 12 minutes. So 3 12-minute rounds. I'm just gonna spin over here. I'll go through a quick demo of the things you need to be able to do. Just set you down on there so you can see my little workout station. Sweet. Right, so step ups, you're gonna need a box. Here's one I prepared earlier. So the way I'm gonna like to do the squats is I'm gonna have my foot continuously on the step. Make sure your heel is on the step and just not like the forefoot. So the whole foot is on the step, lean onto the box and step up. Now I don't want to mess around with that bit because that's just wasting time. So keep the foot on the step and then get your repetitions going there. So the leg that's working stays on the step. There's no need to do that bit, okay? It's just time wasted. So you can use body weight, depending on the height of the step, you can use body weight. You can load it up with a sandbag, some dumbbells, and then we did this class on a Wednesday night, and I was just explaining that depending on where you hold the additional load, will change the difficulty of the exercise. So if you have dumbbells down by your side, it's quite easy to hold them there. There's going to be a bit of a kind of a core challenge here because there's 2 things swinging around at the side of you. But if you're using a sandbag or a medicine ball or a single dumbbell to load your step-ups, the higher you hold the weight, the more it's going to bring into play kind of the core and make it like a bit more of a core and legs exercise. So if I'm holding my dumbbell across my chest, that's not going to be working the core quite as hard as if I held it overhead. Obviously, the weight I'm going to be able to hold here and here will probably vary. I'm not going to be able to hold as heavy a weight over my head as what I can do across my chest. But it's just up to you whether you want to challenge the legs more by adding more load, or whether you want to make it more of a whole body exercise by reducing the load a little bit and holding it higher to bring in the core a little bit more. So yeah, there's step ups. Squat hold, literally just squatting to the bottom position of your squat, chest up, try and get your thighs parallel to the floor so someone could stand on them. 30-second hold. If you're mental and you want to make that a little bit harder and you have good form, you might want to add some extra load to that. But there's quite a lot of leg stuff going on in there, so I'd advise you maybe to just go for good form and just do body weight. and then obviously the 30-second rest. So that's the round 1 covered. Round 2, you've got the planks of 3 different varieties. So you've got your standard plank, which I always prefer to do on my hands. So you're looking to lock your knees out, push your weight back into your heels, have your wrists directly underneath your shoulders, abs nice and tight, pushing hard into the floor through your hands. So that would be your standard plank. And then your side plank, depending on which side you're doing. I again prefer to do it from my hand rather than my elbow. I like to face the fingers off that way rather than this way. Find turning your fingers forwards the way you're facing, it just puts your shoulder in a bit of a funky position. So open that shoulder, point the fingers away that way. And then, again, I don't like to stack my feet. I prefer to stagger my feet. And I'll always put the bottom foot to the back. And then I want to roll this top shoulder open. You can go here. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can lift that top leg. Keep lifting the hip. If you struggle with this position or even 2 feet down position, there's the option to put this knee down. But if you are putting that knee down, still make sure the majority of your weight is in the hand and the foot. So there's still some kind of side plank going on. Rather than putting the knee down, the knee takes all of the weight, the hand's got fuck all weight in it, the foot's got no weight in it. So rather than this, make sure you're pushing hard into the hand, and this knee then is just hovering, and it's there if you need it, not straight away taking all of your weight. And obviously the side plank on the other side would just be the other hand. And then the other exercise in that round is your left lunge forward and backward. So left leg, I'm going to go forward lunge, straight into a backward lunge, straight into a forward lunge, and ideally you're not going to touch the floor in between, so it touches the floor, touches the floor. Again, you can go body weight, or you can add load with a sandbag or dumbbells. I would argue that if you're struggling to get this knee to the floor, and then this knee to the floor, just with body weight, you probably don't need any additional load. Just go for full range and good form. But then if you are getting the knee to the floor, then if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can add some extra weight. So yeah, that's the left lunge, forward and back. Then you've got your rest, and then the third round has got ab rollers or leg drops. So, ab roller from your knees. So you don't want to stick your butt out, you want to tuck your hips in, squeeze your butt nice and tight, nice strong wrists, flexed over the wheel, so you're not this way. So try not to be like this on the wheel, try and be like this on the wheel, nice and strong. It's just a stronger position to pull from. And then just roll out as far as you can, and then bring the wheel back towards your body. And if you're not confident that you can control that end range, I like to set people up next to a wall, especially if you're doing kind of like a minute or high rep. Set someone up next to a wall, so some sandbags here, that as I roll out, I can just use something to stop me. I'll just bring you down so you can see that. There we go. So yeah, I just like to do them and get next to something so that as I roll out, if I'm not sure I can control this end range, I can just use something to help me change direction. It just saves me losing any teeth by smashing my face into the floor. So yeah, so that's the ab roller, and then the leg drops on your back, shoulders crunched up, lower back, crushing into the floor, ideally straight legs. I'm just alternating, taking one leg to the floor and one leg to the ceiling. You can make that easier by either not going so low, but make sure you're moving from the hips, not from the knees. You can also make it easier by bending the legs, so you could just do it with shorter levers by bending the knees. But all the time, make sure you're rotating the lower back into the floor, crushing that lower floor with your lower back, just to protect the lower back. If you're feeling that on your lower back, you're doing it wrong. Okay, you want to be obviously feeling it on your abs. Quick one. So if you don't have access to an ab wheel, you can use a Swiss ball. So I'll just grab a Swiss ball. So So yes, if you've not got access to an ab wheel, every single gym is going to have one of these Swiss balls, and you can do the same kind of idea. So you get the ball set up in front of you, squeeze your butt, hands on the ball, start quite sort of towards the edge of the ball that's nearest to you. Abs tight, you can roll out on the ball, and then roll back in. I've got my hands together in this position. Same idea. Roll out, put your weight into the ball, and then press hard into the ball and pull the ball back. Very similar idea. You're not going to get the same range, but if you've not got access to a wheel and you still want to do something similar, you can use a Swiss ball. And then on that round, you have the lunge forward, lunge back. And that's just like what I did before with my left leg, except you're doing it with your right leg. Yeah, and then you've got a rest after that. So 3 12-minute rounds, focusing on abs and legs. They did it on Wednesday night. A lot of people saying it was pretty effective in terms of doing some good work on the lower body and the abs. So yeah, if you have any questions, drop it in the comment section below. And I'll be back with another workout shortly. See you later.